So, welcome to another video tonight. I've got a match preview between Newcastle and Villa. Yes, people, welcome back to another video tonight. I've got Richard, Villa fan with me. How's it going, Richard?
I'm very well, mate. I love that intro. It's brilliant, that, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much indeed. I got it done by a lass called Cheryl, and username is Georgina, but she's from Italy, sort of thing. She's absolutely amazing. She's Scouser, sort of thing, and she'd done that first. But I can copyright infringes as well on it as well, sort of thing. So I'm not going to worry about that really. So I just don't get money. I just don't get monetized, sort of thing. But hey ho. So you're keeping fresh tonight? You keeping okay?
I am, mate. Yeah, very well. I was on podcast last night with the Loaded lads, and I did my own podcast, and then I've got Baz's after this one. So, and I've got one tomorrow as well, I think. So, yeah, got a fair few podcasts for the old Newcastle Villa game, mate. So I'm loving it.
Big up to you, my guy. Absolutely fantastic. And you're a very busy lad, are you? Sort of thing.
Yeah,
But hey,
yeah, exactly.
They should go full time. Listen, if guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button and that improves me channel. And please consider subscribing. And it improves me community and also my channel as well. If you'd like to super chat, the choice is yours. And donate what you want. And also, if you'd like to become a member, then just click on the $sign. So, and also start to follow Richard as well on his Twitter account and the socials. Then you always links in the description as well. So, Richard, Newcastle Villa tomorrow, and St James's Park Sunday, as I say, Sunday, not tomorrow, Sunday. And look, you're doing well. You're doing really well, are you?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a funny season. Obviously, we had a decent season last season under Dean Smith, and then came start of this season quite high hopes, and it didn't quite pan out for Dean Smith, unfortunately, and he lost. He ended up losing his job after losing 5 games in a row, and then a lot of fans were calling for some, a big name, and Steven Gerrard's come in and he's revitalized the place, to be honest. And like you said, we've had some really good results, we've had some really good performances, and hopefully we're looking up the table now, mate.
Yeah, there's I think your team would do well this season on Steven Gerrard sort of thing, and there's something that is the case after tomorrow on Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but I keep thinking tomorrow's not Sunday. Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for Dean Smith really because he got you up, sort of thing, as he took over your club. He's there for like 6 months, gets you up, and then signs this new deal, and then plays some fantastic football where he kept you up, and then the season after that did okay. And it's just a shame that you got to use your job, and at the end of the day, they want someone ambitious as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right, John. Obviously, massive respect to Dean Smith for the job that he did. It just came to a point where obviously we lost Jack Grealish at the end of last season as well, or start of this season, sorry, and it kind of felt a bit like an end of an era type thing, and he couldn't quite get the blend of the team right, and it felt like it needed a fresh face, felt like it needed someone who was a little bit more ruthless and sort of a bit more demanding of the players. And hopefully it seems like it is at the moment, and hopefully Steven Gerrard can be that man to take us to the next level.
Yeah, I think he will because he's young and ambitious. I mean, I heard people saying that he's going to go to Villa as a stepping stone for a Liverpool job one day. But I think Steven Gerrard's going to be there for a long time. I really do. So he seems like he loves Villa and he loves the club as well. And long may it continue, sort of thing. But onto the players you've got. I mean, you made some good signings. Lucas Digne as well, Coutinho. I think he'd be playing. I think he's going to play on Sunday. I think apparently he seems to be fit and he should be playing. And look, you got some good players there, you know, Richard. You got Danny Ings. You got Martinez and goal. You got Konzab. He's going to be banned, isn't he, on Sunday?
Yeah,
which is a shame because I think he's a better defender than Mings, in my opinion. But
yeah,
and you got that young. Was it James Ramsey? Is it James Ramsey?
Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob Ramsey, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, how's he doing? I mean, he's got high hopes of this kid.
Mate, he's taken it to another level this season. Maybe that's a little bit to do with Gerrard coming in. Maybe it's a bit to do with his age. You know, he played some games last season under Dean Smith, didn't quite have the impact, but this season, you know, it is, you know, that a young player comes into the Premier League and you know, they've got to get used to the physicality. They've got to get used to, you know, players trying to push them off the ball. They've got to get used to having an impact on games, and maybe the 10-15 games that he played last season have set him up for this season, because at the moment he's just playing like, you know, he's 21, just turned 21. I think he's playing like he's, you know, 25, 26-year-old. He's just fantastic. And obviously you've mentioned Philip Coutinho there, who's come in, and I mean, Villa fans are just pinching themselves at the moment that we've got a player, you know, with the quality of Coutinho, and he seems to have struck up a bit of a relationship with Jacob Ramsey, because I don't know if you watched the game on Wednesday, but you know, Coutinho set him up for 2 goals, and they were great finishes. And Ramsey's, I think he's up to 5 or 6 goals already this season from midfield. So, yeah, he's doing fantastically well, and I know a lot of pundits now are talking him up. But we'll wait and see. You know, he's a Villa boy, and hopefully he stays for a bit longer still. But yeah, he's in the right club, I think, and he's done fantastically well. But you know, you mentioned other players. We've got good players. You know, Emi Martinez is good, a great goalkeeper. Luca Dean's done very well since he's come in. John McGinn. You know, Coutinho, Buendia as well, but I don't think he's going to be fit. So yeah, good side. We just missing 1 or 2 key players to take us to that next level. But I think, you know, like you said, mate, it's an exciting time at Villa at the moment.
Yeah, I have to agree. You got a fantastic manager in Stevie G, and I think you're a couple of players away from having a real good side. You got your owners as well, and they seem to be fantastic. I mean, they're backing the manager. They put the money where the mouth is. They spent 100 million quid in the summer, and look, they're caring owners there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You know, we've had our fair share of bad times and bad ownership, like, you know, like Newcastle have, and they've come in like a breath of fresh air, very much like you guys. You know, I see the 2 clubs as being quite similar in a lot of ways. You know, we've been through Steve Bruce, we've had bad ownership, we've been relegated and come back. So I see both teams as, you know, sleeping giants as well in that sense. So very similar, but you know, they're 5th richest owners in the league. They've had success in the NBA, or one of the owners has had success in the NBA with the Milwaukee Bucks. They're looking at buying a club in America, a new franchise club in Las Vegas. I think they're going to call them the Las Vegas Villains or the Las Vegas Lions or something, and link them with Villa. So, and they're you know, and as you probably know, we've got a massive youth system at the moment where we're signing kind of the best players across the country at young ages and then loaning them out, you know, very similar to what Chelsea have done. So everything seems to be pulling in the right direction with the club, and it's you know, we couldn't ask for better ownership, to be honest. You know, hopefully very much like you guys, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, the fact is as well, sort of thing. Like, if you got owners that cares like we do, and you do as well, it goes a long way. And I think it's great to have someone come in, put the money in their mouths, and just really go for it. We spent 92 million quid on players in January, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I've just got to say thanks to our owners for that. And I don't know if you spent an all in a minute over the years with your new owners. Must be quite a bit, but listen. Big up to you, because you're Aston Villa, a massive club. They're a massive club. European Cup winners in 1982, and they won the was it? It used to be the Carling Cup, like a Milk Cup, whatever, 1995,
Coca-Cola Cup,
96,
yeah,
Cola Cup,
yeah,
96, when Savo Milosevic was there as well.
exactly, yeah, and
And
Dwight York, yeah.
Dwight York and all those players as well. And going back to touching Savo Milosevic, I mean, he's been there for 3 seasons, right? Could have been a further year. But when he came to you, I think, how did he took to Savo Milosevic? I mean, he didn't have a good start, did he?
No, mate, I think he's a funny player because maybe nowadays he would have been seen as being very, very good, because I think he was quite a bit ahead of his time. You know, he was a very, very technically gifted player, but also quite big. And I think he was a bit misunderstood in the fact that everyone thought he was going to be a really strong centre forward and just, you know, a battering ram for Dwight York at the time. And he wasn't. He was more technical and he was more sort of skillful. And those, you know, you watch the sort of Yugoslav teams and that of back in, you know, back in the day, they were so technical and such good passers of the ball, and he wasn't quite what everyone expected. But yeah, he became a bit of a cult hero at Villa, and you know, he, like I say, he scored that great goal in the Coca-Cola Cup, and a lot of people remember him for that. So yeah, he's got, you know, good memories at those times. You know, we've obviously had Dwight York, as I said, we had Ian Taylor. Some great players at that time.
Yeah, absolutely, sort of thing. I mean, he can be a bit weak as well, but you know, you have some good ones there, sort of thing. And I think the ones you got now is going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, I mean, I got some comments coming through. It goes, "Hi, John Harrison, Sandy," sort of thing. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love Sandy, sort of thing. I got Saeed as well. I thought I was a Man United fans. I thought it was a Man U side there for a minute. So I thought, hello, Newcastle fans. I'm with a happy day. Hope you do as well, Saeed. Fine. Hope everyone's okay. Hi to John. Hi to David. Hi to Keith. Hi to two nominees, by the way. We got to my guy Luke. I'm a fantastic Friday so far. 2 streams in a couple of hours there. And Sandy, yes, John, keep it to yourselves. Just like Lingard, you definitely Man United. Everyone keeps saying I'm a United fan. I'm not. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's old Paul, isn't it? Winding you up.
I know.
And Barry winding you up.
I know. They think I'm a red anyway. They think I'm a red, but I'm not a red. That looks like Maisie. Don't listen to that, by the way, because she probably rap us in anyway. But there you go. Yeah, definitely. I ain't having that. No way. Hello, sports fans. Melissa, hope you're okay. Melissa from Canada. I'll better kick into the. Let's look at that one. Yeah, whatever, maggot, whatever, mate. But thanks anyway. Hi, Team Alton. I thought I was Paul then for the minute. Even if you run to you, hope you okay, my guy. You're absolutely fantastic. Everyone said everyone else. And any questions for Richard, please fire away. You'd be quite happy to see him to answer them. Stevie G is the best thing for yourself and how for us on Sunday's game is going to be a very hard game. But both sides, the solid Rich for you teaching Newcastle. You got anything to say about that one, mate?
I agree with him. I think other than the score, I agree that it's going to be a tight game. And obviously you guys have had a great result on Tuesday night. I watched the game. You were really, really, really good in that game. I thought the fans were fantastic as well. So it's going to be a you know, a great atmosphere. And Villa don't have a very good record at all at St James's Park. So I'm you know, I think I'm slightly concerned. I don't know if you know and the other guys know, but I live in Newcastle anyway, so I'm a Villa fan up in the northeast. So you know, for me, walking around walking around Newcastle, you know, I need a win so I can show my face.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, welcome to Newcastle. I used to live up in Newcastle myself, by the way. You know, I've got such a broad northeast accent when it comes out. And I'm sorry about that, but listen, Newcastle's a wonderful city to live at. So if I do miss it, man, I really do. I'll come back up one day. You never know. But I got Niall as well. Now he's a red. Even the lovely John, he's a big Man U fan and Motherwell fan. Hope you came, my guy. He's one of our own Estato. That's from Luke. Love that. Everyone said hi to everyone. So I think how's it going, Malcolm? I'm fine, mate. Absolutely fantastic. And I hope you are too. And Luke's asking questions, etc. I took a dog to Phil again. I was PCA Kim, took the dog for him. Yeah. We don't want to be talking about coaching, by the way. And I've got one as well. I've got one for Rich. Question for you. What about Stan Collymore at Villa? I got blocked by Stan Collymore, by the way. So
Did you?
very nice.
He was a very, very wasted talent at Villa.
Mm.
Potentially wasted talent for his career, to be honest with you. I know he talked about a lot of his issues that he had, but yeah, he's a Villa supporter. It was meant to be like the dream move for Collymore coming to Villa Park, and it just didn't work out. He had a lot of personal problems, but his form, he was up and down. You know, some games he would be unplayable, but too many times he didn't deliver. I do remember a phenomenal night though when we played Atletico Madrid in the UEFA Cup, and he scored a phenomenal goal. Phenomenal goal.
That.
So I'll remember him for a couple of great moments, but bit of a wasted talent at Villa, to be honest.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Rich, he's got an ability. I watched him in Nottingham Forest, right? And
yeah, exactly. At Forest, he was
fantastic,
unbelievable. Yeah, unplayable at Forest. And even some of the times at Liverpool, you know, obviously the games that you guys had against Liverpool, the 4-3 games, you know, he was fantastic, but he just lost it at Villa. That was when he was sort of probably towards the end of his Liverpool, and then through Villa, he'd sort of lost his way.
I'm afraid he did, because he's got an ability, he's got a technique, he's got it all, but I don't know what's happened to him. But you know, there's quite a few issues that stand by, which I'm not going to mention on here if you don't mind me doing it, because I don't want to get wrong with it as well. But one thing I will see, when he went to Leicester City under Martin O'Neill, I thought he did okay. Then he went on to Bradford to end his career, sort of, and he went to Spain with Oviedo as well. And I'll tell you what, he can speak Spanish as well, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it's just amazing. But got one here as well from Two Reviews that were. And who do you think will partner beings? I think it's Alex, by the way. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's out of Callum Chambers and Courtney Hawes. So Callum Chambers is probably the right-footed centre back that's the reserve to Ezri Konsa. However, Courtney Hawes obviously has been at the club for longer. Even though he's left-footed and more the sort of understudy to Tyrone Mings, it's more that Courtney Hawes is better in the air, and you guys have got Chris Wood up front. So I can see Courtney Hawes playing because of the physical presence that he's got and how good he is in the air against someone like Chris Wood. So I would say just about Courtney Hawes, but I wouldn't be surprised if Callum Chambers starts.
Fair enough. I'll come on to Chris Wood later on. And so it'd be interesting sort of thing. It's a baptism of fire if it's going to be Courtney Hall, by the way, but Callum Chambers got experienced anyway. And I got Geordie tuned for life. Really bug out.
Yeah, I know. He was on last night, and both my podcast and the Loaded podcast. So great to see him on board again. And if he wants to tune in at 8:15, I'm on World of Sport TV again on Baz's show. So yeah, I'm doing the rounds at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely popular sort of thing. I'm on Albert's channel tomorrow. I've been for about 6 months, and he's an Arsenal fan, so he wants us on there to talk about Newcastle United. So it'll be very interesting to talk about form. It'll be interesting sort of thing, but we'll see how it goes. But I can't wait. Saeed and Tune Through Stats having a fantastic conversation as well. So big up to you too. And yeah, just found as well. Got I find John. Glad the weekend and looking forward to Sunday. And both defense going to be under tunnel attacks. Targets has been great loan from Lascelles. And thank you to Stevie G for the loan. It's outstanding for us against Everton. Well, Matt's not going to play it on Sunday because he is not allowed to play against his parent club, which is understandable. How do you think it's going to happen? The defense. I mean, I know your defense looks okay. Tyrone Mings. I mean, am I a fan of him? I'm not so sure, but I think Konsa's a better defender. And you got Matty Cash as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say with our defence. Obviously, we conceded 3 goals against Leeds on Wednesday, and a lot of Villa fans have sort of commented on Tyrone Mings being at fault for a couple of them. But I don't lay the blame at all at his door. I think he was brilliant and in a lot of clearances on Wednesday, but he also did contribute to making a few mistakes. But it wasn't just on him. So. But then we kept a clean sheet against Everton the game before, so we can be tight and disciplined, but we can also make the odd mistake. So that leads to a very, very good game. on regarding Matt Target, I thought he was very, very solid, and I think he'll be a solid signing for you guys. I was a bit surprised that they let him go. They haven't put a buyback clause in the contract, the sort of an option to buy in the contract, so it does look like he'll come back to Villa. So maybe they thought he's better off getting games, and then coming back to Villa fresh and firing rather than sitting on the bench. So. Yeah,
I'd take him.
but he'll be a good signing for you. But our defense is it can be, you know, we're 11th or 10th in the league, so that shows you that some days we can be really good and some days we can be poor. So yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, let's see what happens, sort of thing. We can get back to you coming to him in a minute. I've got I like coffee. I never know Spurs now. I don't think they'll tell us. I mean, Stevie G is a future manager, great, and we'll win the Champions League final. I don't think it'll be with Villa, unfortunately, in my opinion. We just need Maxi.
I hope it is, but I don't think it will. No.
Can you imagine if you did that with Villa?
Oh, mate, it'd be unreal. Absolutely unreal.
I think the town will be blocked for years and years and years. Of Hopton sort of thing. They give him the feed of the city. And if he goes to Liverpool sort of thing after that, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, mate, I'd take it if he gets us into like the Europa League or something. I'd take that. I mean, obviously that's the rumours, you know, that it doesn't go away, and obviously you understand the connection there with Liverpool. But if he does 3 years at Villa and he gets us into the Europa League and then goes on to Liverpool, fair enough. You know, he's got us. He's done what he needed to do with Villa. So, you know, but he might not. He might not. He might stick it out. You know, obviously I've mentioned about the young players coming through. I've mentioned about all the players that we're signing, the owners that we've got. He might see Villa as being the club for him. But if he does move on to Liverpool, he must have done a good job at Villa.
Absolutely right. And let's hope that so he does it with you first, and then maybe in a few years goes on to Anfield. Who knows? I got Malcolm, so we just need Maxi to run out Mings all the time and see what happens. That'll be interesting. Regarding one of the last of those best players of all time is Alan Evans, according to BT. Who's your best Villa all-time great?
It's got to be Paul McGrath. It's got to be. He's widely regarded as the best player that Villa have had. So yeah, classic. You know, he was at Man United and then came to Villa, signed by Ron Atkinson, won the PFA Player of the Year in like the first season of the Premier League. But I think it's more the legend status of Paul McGrath. Like, he never used to train because of his knees, and then he just used to turn up and get man of the match pretty much every week. Modern, you know, more modern times, you're probably looking at Dwight York. And then you're probably looking at Grealish, to be honest. But I think it's kind of soured it a little bit, the fact that he left when things were looking up for Villa. So he's probably sort of dropped down in the legendary status with Villa fans. But in terms of skill and ability, then Grealish is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. The names you mentioned is absolutely fantastic. And the Villa all-time greats for me. There's one more now I'm going to give you in a minute. Got one from Foxy. Constance being is massive. Very strange how you never guess mentioned of an England head of Mings. I think Constance a class. He is.
He is.
Right. And Bruno will start as well. That's from JK. I've got Said. Because Newcastle fans, who should Newcastle stay up? Who should be our new manager? I'll give it on to that one, Said. It'll be Eddie Howe, 100% all the way, which I'll come to later, sort of thing. And Foxy as well. That's now I was going to mention. Juan Pablo Angel. What a guy. He was a legend. I tell you what, the first year, I didn't think he was going to make it. But the second season, oh my God, that guy can run. He's got skill. He's got pace. And I tell you, he's not easy to knock off the ball, by the way, Richard. That guy, for me, is the best striker I've seen at Villa Park.
He was brilliant, yeah. Yes. Again, another one who was ahead of his time. You know, in terms of technical ability, and like you said, you know, the first season you're thinking, what have we signed here? But then once he got used to the English game, and once he got used to, you know, how to play with the teammates in the team, he was phenomenal and scored some great goals. Not necessarily a great goal scorer, but a scorer of great goals. And some really good moments with Juan Pablo.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I mean, at the time, and his English is perfect.
Absolutely when you hear him speak now, he's brilliant, isn't he? Yeah.
He sounds like a bummy as well. He speaks bummy. He's got a Colombian bummy, him like that. But
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, oh, bless him. I got Geordie tuned for life again. Personally, I think who wins the midfield will win the game, all in my opinion. Could be right. And DJ Joy as well, big up to you, my guy. Question for you. What are Aston Villa's fans' opinions of Gabby?
Well, I know he's not very popular up here in the northeast. Gabby's a funny one, because again, it's probably got to be similar. Obviously, he was better than Collymore because he obviously did really well at Villa at a certain period, but then he really dropped off, and a lot of Villa fans are a little bit sort of angry with him. Probably angry is the wrong word. Maybe
Mm,
disappointed with him for that season when we went down.
mm,
When you guys came down with us, I think it was 2015, 2016, because
yeah.
he was one of the experienced players in that dressing room, and he just sort of folded. And when you hear him talk, a lot of the time he blames the managers that were in the club, and he blames this and he blames that. And it's like sometimes you have to look at what you're doing and you have to look at yourself. And he didn't really do anything to keep us up. And then after that, he sort of came in for a few games, went out injured for a few games, and he never really rediscovered his form. But for those years, probably between 2009 to 2011, 12, he was very, very, very good. But yeah, not yeah, he's probably left Villa fans a little bit disappointed. But he's our all-time Premier League top goal scorer, which doesn't say a lot, um, but I know he obviously causes a lot of controversy these days on Talk Sport, so
Mm.
I'll leave it there.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I got my say on Gabby as well, so I'm not going to say it that sort of thing. But one
No,
thing I'm
I
going
mean,
to do,
I mentioned it last night. I think it's one of those. He's obviously saying it tongue in cheek. He's obviously saying it to wind people up and get a reaction. But some of
mm,
the things where he mentions about why would a player come to Newcastle over a team in London or whatever it is,
mm,
it's a little bit lazy now because Newcastle's a fantastic city, like you said. You don't. It's not like back in the day where it would take you ages to get somewhere or travel somewhere. You can jump on a plane and get into London in 40 minutes. So it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's not like it's a rundown city or anything. It's a fantastic place to live and a
mm.
fantastic place to go out and whatever. So I just think it was a bit of a wind up. Um, he did mention he was coming to the game, but I think he's on holiday in the Caribbean, so I don't think he'll be there. But yeah, next time he does come up to Newcastle, you'll have to make sure that they give him a good welcome.
Yeah, a truly welcome. I'm not aware you would have liked, but there you go.
Exactly.
Hey, bless you. I got some more comments all quickly. I got Stu's even John, my guy here. We got you, mate, and everyone's chat to everybody else. I like Saeed. He's good at talking and tune stat as well. I think they're both brilliant. I got Wendy as well. Big up to Wendy. I'd love to get on my channel one day. And hi guys, I think it'll be a very interesting game on Sunday. Gabby gets on my nerves. He talks absolutely rubbish. And Wendy, I cannot or put it any better. There you go. I need to start Bruno and Joelinton Shelby. Then half time take Shelby off for Willock as he plays well second half. And Shelby gets slower and readable. I've got Side as well. Let's have a look on when he's chatting to JK. And I'm going to say in a bit, mate, smash the like, sub, and share the stream. Thank you so much, mate. And I got if you're saying hi, Wendy. So what I'm going to say as well is if other guys are watching me, sure, and you like what you see, please, please, please subscribe to my channel. It helps the community, my channel as well. And also hit the like button, which is absolutely fantastic to do that. Then if you like to super chat, it's up to you. Then options are there. And if you like to become a member, then click on the $ as well. It is your choice. Other than that, subs would be important. So hi to Wendy, Gordon Cowan. What's your rated Gordon Cowan in this
Oh,
heyday?
phenomenal player! Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. I've seen a couple of other players mentioned, but Gordon Cams was fantastic. Tony Daly I've seen mentioned as well. I've had Tony Daly
Oh,
on
Tony
my
Davis.
channel before, and he's a brilliant guy. Him and Mark Walters were my heroes when I was growing up. For Villa, Tony Daly and Mark Walters. But yeah, Gordon Cowans, that team of the 89-90 season were just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal players. So yeah, great player for Villa.
Big up to Tony Daly, big up to all the legend Gordon Cowan. So I used to play at Barry as well, in Italy, sort of thing. Nice city, Barry. I've been there once a couple of years ago. Absolutely love Barry. Beautiful city. And it's just hard to get a job. Gerrard might be at Villa for 3-4 years. He has to prove himself first. Liverpool is not a walk-in job for him at this moment in time. Hi, John. Big Paul McGrath and on Crunch Chakala. We spoke about him. Eden lads went 3-1 Tuesday and spot on. Going 2-0. Tune Sunday. Confidence is flowing. I got the lovely Anne, by the way. Big hugs to Anne as well. Hope you enjoyed the IT. Absolutely enjoyed this. Absolutely enjoyed it. And Mr. King, I haven't pumped in the what do you call it? My chats. And I believe I got a new member in coming soon. I don't know what that is. I'll find it in a bit. As a Tune fan, I believe Mings has hard lines. He saved 2 free shots. That would have been goals if he didn't get there. Mings, to me, is still as Lascelles, but Lascelles, common good. Mings, Will, for you, what do you make of Lascelles compared to Mings?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair comparison. I think they're both players who put their bodies on the line, and they're 100% players, aren't they? So if they make a mistake, they make a mistake, but they'll equally clear something off the line, or they'll throw their body in the way of a shot. So yeah, I think with Mings, is what you see is what you get. As I said the other night, he saved our skin. Exactly what Keith said there. He saved our skin 2 or 3 times during the game, but he also made a couple of mistakes that, to his sort of detriment, they cause goals, and that's unfortunate. But he's always going to give 100%. He's always going to give 100%, and that's fairly similar to Lascelles. Lascelles gets a lot of criticism, but on Tuesday night he was flying the tackles in. He was leading the team. He was all over. So that's just what you get with those type of players. Unfortunately, sometimes.
That's very, very true. I have to agree with you there. So just have to do something about that. But Tyrone Mings, I mean, he's a big physical defender. Could do a lot more for me. Could do more. I got Jack as well.
I agree, John. Yeah,
he makes
you look at
mistakes as well.
Yeah, sometimes when he plays against those physical players like Lukaku and stuff, he's not quite as strong as you think he might, or his body should be. So yeah, I totally agree.
Fair enough. Got Peter Wave, probably before your time, immense player. He's another big physical player as well. Peter Wave, for me, he was decent as well. Scored some goals to the centre as well.
Scored the goal in the European Cup, mate, in 1982.
Yeah, what a player. Got 2-3-1 win on Sunday. We'd love to see the crowd play their part as they did on Tuesday. Great job to Army fans. How we realised us, and thanks for the donations earlier on. I really appreciate that. She is lovely, and she really, really is. Love her to bits. And McGrath's awesome player, probably the best ever for the public. Sorry, Sheer and FU Roy. I say no more on that. I reckon the best player I've seen for Villa was Tony Daly. Quick, tricky player. I can remember him. Watched his first game, Tony Daly. He ran for the length of the pitch. I think it's against Derby for the length of the pitch. I think down the corner, and then he ran 70 yards and he scored a cracking goal. Absolutely brilliant. And I got Foxy as well from South America, Colombia. Still would say Yorker's mid-90s up there, up until he left for Villa. Best pen forward, but Angel was great as well for having a slot in this game. Headers, left, right, horse the ball up ahead of his time. And I've got Paul as well. Big up to Paul Mears. Must be a Villa fan. No, he's not a Newcastle fan. Sorry. Gabby is Aston Villa's is Aston Villa's the best player. According to Richard, he's not there. And I read John, no mate. Hope you're okay, my guy. And just going to find this comments as well. Gordon Cowan, 76-85, legend, eh? 9 years.
Oh mate, yeah, he was 3 spells at Villa, and yeah, just a great player. Great player.
Absolutely. Solano was brilliant at Villa as well. Was gutted when Sir Bobby sold him. I was gutted he sold him the first time.
He went back, didn't he? He went back after Villa.
He did. He went back. He did, and wasn't quite the same player, but he did score against Arsenal though. And that Savage, Robbie Savage, round us Geordie fans up for years. He said he cried when he got abused at SJP. I got Melissa, and I'm just happy Premier League is back, and I have something to watch again. That's Melissa from Canada. and Gabby the Boar. And I've got me best friend on here. It's Devils United. That's Macy. Hello to you. And she is absolutely fantastic. We got a new show on Tuesday, full time. Me and Macy show on Tuesday, and check us out for that. And I got Kieran. So hello, John. But I think we need to continue quiet on Sunday. Maybe Bruno will have him in his back pocket. What do you make of that one?
Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys think that Bruno will start?
I like him to start, but at the end of the day, I just cannot see Eddie Howe breaking up a winning team. I think that will do a place on the suspension again. I know it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, I mean, we definitely do with him. Like he could be the bold box player winning tackles and that. Shelby can do his bit, and Joe Linton can make those runs as well. So, and talking off Joe Linton, how do you rate him? Joe Linton from midfield.
He's been a revelation for you, mate. Honestly, he's been great. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's certain parts of his game that isn't brilliant, but in terms of effort, in terms of like physicality, in terms of putting his challenges in, he's done really, really well. And you know, if he can strike up a relationship with Bruno when he gets in, then I think you've got a good solid midfield there. But in terms of Coutinho, I think even if teams do keep him quiet, I think he's still got that quality just to do something out of nothing. Honestly, I don't think we've ever signed a player as good as him. I can't remember us. We've obviously we've mentioned so many good players over this episode, but Coutinho is just a different level for me. I don't think we've ever signed a player as good as him.
I know. I mean, when you got him, sort of, I thought, wow, what a coup! What an absolute coup! I think this guy is going to make difference. I think I'm going to make a prediction now. I think you're going to get him on a permanent deal as long as Stevie G is at your club, and that's my prediction. And I've got to say to Keith as well, thanks for becoming a member, mate. I really do appreciate that 99p. And you only goes in the hat as well. So I'm going to get 100 members before I do a draw. And I'm going to get a Newcastle shirt and hopefully get someone to sign the shirt as well. If I can do that, that'd be fantastic. So thanks for that, Keith. Appreciate that, mate. Gary Shaw was some striker back in the day. Gary Shaw, how good was he?
Little bit before my time, mate, but yeah, from what I hear, absolutely fantastic, and unfortunately a career that was cut short by injury. But I think, you know, you talk to sort of Villa fans slightly older than me, and they say he was unbelievable striker. So yeah,
what a player. I mean, I like Gary Shaw back in my time. Absolutely fantastic. Dion Dublin as well from John was a good striker back in the day. I like Dion Dublin. I really did.
Solid striker.
Solid, isn't he? Not world class, but he is solid.
Yeah.
And I got BT again, must be a Villa fan. I got Gordon Cowan said became one of the most decorated players in the club's history, winning the League Cup and European Cup, along with the European Super Cup as well. Bang on the money. Absolutely fantastic. FCI to Macy. John, what will be the next game to come back to Newcastle for? Hopefully Brighton at home. That's the game I want to come up to. But I cannot come on Sunday because I've got to work the next day. So unfortunately, I cannot make it. So I'll be doing the watch along on Sunday, people. So do watch us for that. And I got Nigel Spinks as probably Villa's best goalkeeper. 6'3" of him.
Yeah, good goalkeeper. I mean, Emi Martinez probably up there at the moment. Mark Bosnich was a great goalkeeper as well. Brad Friedel, decent keeper. But yeah, Nigel Spink definitely up there, mate. Definitely.
100%. I've got a sneaky feeling that Wood will get his first goal against Villa. That's when Edward. Do subscribe to the channel, Edward, mate. I believe it's your first time. I could be wrong. And John, can you tell us who's interested in Aston Villa? And the guy is perfectly placed to answer your question, mate.
Yeah, so we've got Ezri Konsa obviously can't play due to suspension. The big news is Emi Buendia looks like he will be out on Sunday. Picked up an injury on Wednesday night, but Coutinho looks like he's going to be fit. Leon Bailey is back in full training, could make the bench. So yeah, it's looking like the sort of enforced changes will be Konsa out and Buendia out. So we'll see who who starts in place of them.
Yeah, let's hope it's that case sort of thing. I'll turn my bit in a minute. Well, I'll get to finish the comments. I'll come on to the Newcastle side and then do predictions, etc., and the tactics as well for the game. I've got my guy Ryan from Canada. Rich, what have you made of Ollie Watkins this season, and what will be a threat to Newcastle? That guy's absolutely fantastic.
He had a great season last season, his first season in the Premier League, but this season he's been a bit stop-start. He's been a little bit hit and miss. He always works hard. He always puts pressure on the back line, but he's not really been in the areas too much to hurt teams. And his touch hasn't quite been there this season. Now, whether that's because Danny Ings has signed and it might have pushed his nose out of joint a little bit, I'm not too sure, or they've not quite struck up that relationship. But he's not quite being the same player. That said, he can definitely cause problems for a defence. I mean, he had a great game against Man United the other week in the FA Cup, and he was very unlucky not to score. And he scored a great goal against Brighton in Steven Gerrard's first game. So he can still cause problems, and he plays on the shoulder. He puts pressure on. So yeah, I think he'll start on Sunday. So fingers crossed for us, for our sake, he can get a goal.
Yeah, so he can score a goal as long as we win the game. I think he's a brilliant player. I love Watkins. I think he's a fantastic player. Love having him at Newcastle. John, I'll start Newcastle shirt for you when you reach 100 members, sort of thing. Thank you very much indeed. And I've got Wendy again. She talks sense, Wendy, doesn't she? The whole team's improved immensely since Bruce left and Howell came in. There's no denying that, John. Wendy, you talk sense. Thanks so much for that comment, by the way. And everyone's chatting to everybody else. And Luke Nealis was a brilliant player, had to retire at Villa after a bad injury after 2-3 games. This player would have been a Premier League legend. He is that good.
Yeah, honestly, it was such a shame. He scored a great goal in, might have been his debut or the second game, and then got a really, really bad injury and had to retire. Yeah, such a shame for him, but great player at that time.
I quite like him as well. So unlucky. And sad, man. Bruno should come on for the last 30 minutes. It depends how we are in a minute. Hey, do you know, whereas if you're off tomorrow, could be clock watching for the next few hours. I've got John as well. Rich, what do you think of Sean Maloney when he played for his ex-Celtic? Now,
didn't get enough games. He was always good when he came on, but Martin O'Neill had a really, really settled team at that time, and it was very, very difficult for any players to get into it if they weren't in the first 11. So yeah, it was one of them where whenever he played, he always looked quite good. He always looked quite tricky, but he just didn't have enough games. There was, I think it might have been Gabby who mentioned it. He just used to say Martin O'Neill's team talks used to be same team, same subs, and that was basically it. It was very, very difficult for anyone not in the starting 11 unless there was any injuries to get in. So yeah, just we didn't see the best of him, but I don't think it was Sean Maloney's fault, to be honest.
No, fair enough. He's now managing Hibernian as well, by the way.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I just known that Celtic legend too. I think Bruno's wearing the goal. You can tell when he came on. The personality he showed when he came on was class. Bigging up the fans, went for a corner. That is how you understand Newcastle United as well. And everyone's chatting as well. Mitch, what do you think is needed to take Villa to that next level? Reckons it's it or Ron Markey signing such a Coutinho on permanent?
Well, obviously, if we got Coutinho on a permanent deal, that would be fantastic. Not a takeover. I think our owners, we've talked about it, John, are the right owners, and we've got the right structure of the club. I think it's a couple of signings. I think we probably need another centre back, and we definitely need a defensive midfielder. I'm a little bit jealous that you signed Bruno if he turns out to be as good as as everyone hopes. And we probably need another striker. But I don't think we're far away from being a very, very good side. I think we're probably two or three players away from say a West Ham. So yeah, the defensive midfielder for me is the key thing for us. We haven't got. We went in for Basuma in the window, and the deal couldn't be done. So I think they'll go back for him in the summer. and then we'll see where we are from there.
Absolutely. We'll give another 10 more minutes on there, people, sort of thing, for Ryan. Richard's got to jump off to another channel, from Baz's channel. Excuse me. Dion Dublin, from strength to strength, Cov, United, Villa, and now Holmes under the hammer. So, wow. I got how much Barcelona going to sell Coutinho for if they're gonna sell him?
Well, the talk is, I don't know how true this is, but the talk is Villa are trying to do a deal for around 40 million euros. I don't know if that's true. It obviously all depends on he's made a fantastic start. So he's kind of one of those things where the better he plays, obviously the more likely he is to the club's going to want him, but also the higher the price that Barcelona will want for him. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, but yeah, it'd be phenomenal if we could sign him. But I think I don't know. I couldn't put a price on it. Like I say, we're looking at 40 million euros at the moment. If he has a great end to the season, and then I'm not sure how long he's got on his contract, you might be looking at 50, 60 million or something like that. But that would still be an absolute steal, wouldn't it? So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely worth the money. What
yeah.
a class that. Rich, what do you think of Mings? He's getting quite a bit of stick for your fans at the minute. That's from Kieran.
He always does, mate. He always does. So for me, he's a great leader. He's a great man. He's very, very well spoken. But in terms of is he good enough to get us to where we want to go? I'd probably say no. So I think he would potentially be the player that they would look to upgrade on at centre back in the summer.
Fair enough. Good answer there. What players would you like to see other than Coutinho in the summer?
Yeah, just that defensive midfielder. So whether that's Bissouma, whether that's there was talk of a player called Czech Decore, Boubacar Kamara. There was various midfielders that were linked. So yeah, that type of player we need. It's looking likely it'll be Bissouma coming in. Striker wise, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I've just my mind has always been on that defensive. We've needed one for the past 4 or 5 years, and they're so hard to come by. Like really good ones are so hard to come by. So that's what we need. So other than that, I'm not too bothered. I think we've got some really good young players. I'd like to see more of them come through. We've got Cameron Archer on loan at Preston. We've got Jaden Philogene Badase on loan at Stoke. We've got Keenan Davis on loan at Nottingham Forest. Got so many young players out on loan that some of them might come through and do well next season. You never know.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Just a question for Ryan as well. Are the CDMs of Douglas Luiz, yes, and Kamba as well?
Yeah, Luiz is not really that position. That's the problem. So he's filling in at the moment. And Marvelous Nakamba did really well when Gerrard first came in. But he's injured and he's probably not back till end of March, I don't think. So that was a real shame because he was playing really well. So yeah, at the moment it's Douglas Luiz playing in there, but he's not a DM.
No, I don't think he's a good player, but he's okay player, but he's good, but I don't think he's world class for me. I don't think he's world class. So he's not the greatest, but he's not a bad player, but still you go. Do you think Bruno will start on Sunday, John? I think he plays Willock. For that answer, James, I think he'll keep to the same team, to be fair, mate. I hope I'm right. I like to see him in, but actually he's going to be an unchanged side. What do you think is needed to get Newcastle to that next level, such as new training facilities or new youth academy setup? You need both. Definitely need both. A training facility is 100%, definitely. And I'm sure they're going to sort that out. Do you think, Richard? I'm sure they're going to sort it out really soon.
Oh yeah, they've got to, mate. I mean, that's where the investment comes in. That's where you get money for the long term. In terms of your training facility and your youth team. I've always been so disappointed in a way of Newcastle because there's so many good players in the northeast, and then Newcastle never seemed to bring any of them through. And from I used to be a coach, a few years back, and in semi-pro level and stuff, and I never used to hear of any players in academies at Newcastle. They always used to be at Middlesbrough. They always used to be at Sunderland. So you know, they need to turn it around.
Absolutely. Just seen one from John saying Martinez from Inter would be a good sign for Newcastle. That ain't gonna happen anytime soon. No chance. Absolutely no chance. If he's gonna leave Inter Milan, he'll go to Barcelona. Mark me words, he'll go to Barcelona. I think he'd do well, fantastic there. So on to the team lineup as well. I mean, if you go to your team lineup for Sunday's game, if you was the manager, who would you pick?
Yeah, I was asked this last night, and obviously I put Buendia in there, but now he's not playing. So if in terms of who we've got available, I'd go with Martinez in goal, Matty Cash right back, Luca Dean left back, Tyrone Mings, and I would go with Courtney Hawes at centre back, Douglas Luiz, Jacob Ramsey, John McGinn, and then it's a tough one here. Philip Coutinho. I think now, yeah, I'd say Philip Coutinho, Ollie Watkins, and Danny Ings.
Yeah, that sounds a good squad there, sort of thing. Seamus and Konsa as well. But my team for Newcastle is going to be the back and goal. If Trippy don't play, I'll play Manquillo at right back. On the other side, I'll play Dan Burn. I'll play Lascelles and Share in the centre halves. The midfield three, I'll go with Shelby, Joe Linton, Bruno, personally, but I think it's going to be Joe Willock's going to stay. And up three, it'll be Fraser, Sim Maxman, and Chris Wood. Quick on Chris Wood, by the way. I mean, do you think he'll make it Newcastle? I think I'll give the lad time.
Give the lad time, yeah, absolutely. You know, he's going to get, at the very worst, if he doesn't get you goals, he's a physical presence up front. He's, you know, he's a handful for defenders. He's been effective against Tyrone Mings in the past, so you've got that. He knows how to play against Tyrone Mings. So yeah, I think he'll be good for you. You know, what does he need to do? Score what, 4 or 5 goals in this time period at the moment? 4, 5, 6 goals. I think he can do that. You just got to give him a little bit of time. You know, Newcastle have got 2 wins, back-to-back wins. They'll be a lot more confident now. They'll commit players forward, so he'll have players around him. So that'll only be better for him. So yeah, I think a bit of patience, and he should come good. He's an experienced Premier League player.
Yes, he is. I mean, I'm unsure about Chris, but listen, at the end of the day, he's our player. We've got to back the guy. And all we need now is just to get 1 goal, and then hopefully it'll come good. And I've got FE confidence in this guy. If he doesn't score, as long as he works hard, cool, I'd take that and win the game. Otherwise, if he keeps us up, he's going to be a part of it as well. So people needs to realise that. And for question Wendy, what's your prediction for Sundays? Hope you enjoy the game. Buy your pint in the Percy's afterwards of being a good sport. Could not have said anything better.
I'll take you up on that offer, Wendy, in the Percy after the game. Scoreline, I'm gonna say a tight game, but I'm gonna say just about 2-1 Villa.
You haven't beaten us in 17 seasons, mate.
I know. That's why I'm clutching at straws, but I've got to back my team. I've got to. Yeah, I know 2005, that famous game, but yeah, I've got to back my team. I'm consoling myself that we've drawn the last quite a few games against you guys, so and I'm hoping that we're due a win.
Yeah, hopefully after Sunday, mate. But I've got to say that. But hey, I was going to say, we just comes out quickly for a wrap up. I agree, John. I don't think how changes makes 2 changes max, and it's the fullbacks. I've got John Swell for Sunderland. Academy is poor constructed when they suits BT. There's other option, not obligation to buy continue in the summer for 29 to 38 million quid. Worth the money. 2 teams, Burns, Lascelles, Shah, Manquillo, definitely Willock, J7, Shelby, Aston, Fraser, and Wood. And even those have a better youth academy than us over the year. Right off to watch PSG game. Good luck, Ryan, and I shall speak to you on Sunday. And very optimistic, Richard. Good man. Continue contract expires June 30, 2022. His contract's up at the end of the season.
Oh, there you go then. Yeah.
That's a freebie then. A freebie.
Yeah, could be.
You never know.
There'll be clubs queuing up for him. So we'll, like I say, I think they're looking to try and get a deal done ASAP. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I hope you get him, mate. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Listen, I'm going to wrap up there, but glad
You didn't give your score prediction, John.
Did I? Oh, sorry. Thank you very much. I'm going to say 1-0 to Newcastle, and I say that's going to be a tight game. I think they're not going to give much away. I think the first team that scores wins the game. I think it's going to be 1-0 to Newcastle, and I'm going to say Chris Wood is going to open his account, and I hope he does it this season, this game, and 1-0, and it'll be further away from the bottom three, and hopefully we should stay there, away from the bottom three there. So listen, Chris, Richard, did you enjoy coming on? Be sure.
No problem, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Been a great show. Talking about old Villa players as well, mate. It's really a trip down memory lane at some of the players, and yeah, fantastic, mate. Thanks for inviting me on. And anytime you ask me, mate, I'll be happy to come on, mate. Anytime.
No problem. You can always come on after the game and have your say after the match. You can't have your
yeah. If I've not had a few too many pints, mate, I'll take you up on the offer.
you had to take a few pints first.
Yeah.
Maybe celebrating with a glass of beer. Yay! Love it, man. Where do you find you on your socials, mate?
Yeah, so I've got my normal Twitter page is @SouthRich with capital S, capital R. And then I've also got my podcast page, which is @VillaParkPod, which is on Twitter and on Instagram. So yeah, follow me and I'll follow everyone back.
Especially a Newcastle fan that is, and Villa fans as well. And that's fantastic. And Wendy's well, queer shows you should join. Come on, you guys, smash the like button. Listen to Wendy. She's not wrong, and she is amazing. Good show, lads. Thank you very much indeed, mate. And Coutinho's going to be one of tunes has to stop. If he plays to stop him, we might just win the game. Fantastic. Cheers, Rich and John. Tony B, thank you very much indeed. But listen, thanks for coming on, Richard. It's been absolutely fantastic. And let's have the best team win on Sunday. And good luck on the show with Baz. What are you talking about tonight on the Baz? Is going to do the preview again?
Yeah, preview of the game, mate. Very similar to this. Obviously, probably get some more stats from Baz and build up to the game. It's an exciting one on Sunday, mate. So
fantastic.
Thanks a lot, mate.
You're welcome. You watch what you do, man, and I'll speak to you really soon. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, mate.